And a home for me now is Holland.
Yeah, I see.
Because my family, my wife, my children, we are living here, so this is home for me now. So I'd rather would go home than I would go abroad.
Okay.
It's different in Germany, of course. If I go to in Germany, I have something, I would go to a doctor there.
You still can go there.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you can go everywhere, but I would go.
And you have the feeling that it's okay there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose you're at a party and you see your doctor there. How would you react?
Now, what I saw, because I went several times now with the children or for myself to the doctor here. I think it's maybe it's just a coincidence, because this doctor is like more personal, and I say in Germany I never say I can tell it in Holland, because in Dutch, because there's no English word for, but I would say u see against the doctor in Germany. And in the beginning I did it here too, but now it's more like, it's a person, he's doing his job, he's doing a good job, but it's not like in Germany the doctor is very high up there and
okay. Oh really?
Yeah.
So if you see in Germany, you see your doctor at a party, it's not that you're gonna have a talk with him, or.
Of course you have a talk with him, but it's more like still a person of respect.
Yeah.
And it's more like somebody, who's doing his job and not that big of a difference. And I think it's still in Germany there's more hierarchic system. So if you are at some kind of a position, you have to say more, and you are more important than the other ones. It's like I'm now here. I'm working in school. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
And we have a boss, of course. Mm-hmm. And still, for me, it's almost the same level.
Okay.
He's just, of course, he has different tasks and different things to do. But it's not like, oh, this is the big boss, and then he has several smaller bosses, and then the working people, the teachers, and then I'm coming. Yeah. So, and in Germany it's still more like this. The system is more even, especially the education system at schools.
What do you think of that?
I like it much better here.
Here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more here. It's more. We discuss a lot of things, and we talk very much.
Yeah.
And in Germany, there's much less talking and more. The boss is saying how it works, and the rest is you can agree or disagree, but you have to do it.
You still have to do it.
And here it's more. They give you the idea that you have to.
You have some influence.
Yes.
In it.
I'm not sure if you really have it, but they give you the idea.
They give you the idea, okay. Yeah. And you feel better in that perspective. Yeah. Okay, I see. Let's see. You told me you got 3 children. Someday they have to choose a study, I guess.
Yeah.
Or to which school they go. Can they choose that by themselves? Do you have an idea of that already?
For example, next year, the oldest daughter, he has to go to the middelbare high school.
Mm-hmm, high school.
And here, so that that's the children, they have a big influence where they are going. So of course we choose together.
Yeah.
We choose several schools where we are attending to go, and where we are visiting for the open days. But actually we trust our child that she's going to choose the right thing.
Okay.
So it's more like working together. And my own school time in Germany.
Yeah.
I had it a little bit like this too.
You can could choose by yourself.
No, for example, of course not in the town where I lived, because there were 2 schools. There was a Catholic and a public school, and I went to the public school.
Yeah.
So there was nothing really to choose.
Okay.
But afterwards, for the high school, there was one big school, like they call it here Atheneum.
Yeah.
In German it's ein Gymnasium. And then I could go there, but I said this school is too big for me. It's too big of a school, so I wanted to go to a smaller school. And then I was with my parents. We chose several schools. We were visiting them, and then I could choose. I want to go to this school, but this was very special. It's not the normal way in Germany.
Okay.
Normally there are few schools, and that I think. We are living in Amersfoort, and it's there are a lot of high schools there, so there's a lot to choose. And where I'm coming from, there was one school to choose. You choose it or you don't. You don't have a choice actually. Only if you go a further away. So I went to a boarding school. Yeah. And but this is special. This is not a regular. No. So there's no no. And but still, I think that. In general, the education we give the children a lot of possibility to choose things. Yeah. Which I didn't have.
But do you think that's a good thing or no?
No, as long as you prepare them to make good choices, and not just let them as a parent, and not just let them choose something, but if you prepare them to make choices and to let them know why they make choices and how they make choices.
What do you think then that's the most important thing about making a choice? Is that like about thinking about their future, or the feeling about their having with their friends, or maybe...
It's the whole package. It's the whole package from everything a little bit that they make. That they don't just choose it because the friends are going there. It's important to feel home in a school, but this is not the only part, and the other part is the education and being aware if this school fits to me. If they, because you got schools, if you got children, they need a very straight line. You got children, they're very they need more space, more freedom, and they're able to use this freedom in a good way. You got other schools with other possibilities, and to be aware what are my possibilities and what school is the best for me at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Clear, very clear. Another question about mention you're having an appointment with a doctor, and at the last moment he's cancelling it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? What will be your feeling?
Now it's in this point I think I'm not typical German, because the German way is if you have an appointment, you have an appointment. Okay. And whatsoever, you do your best to get the appointment. And I'm a little bit more, if there's a reason, because a good reason he's cancelling it, okay, then there's a reason, and I can understand it. If he's giving me the idea that he's doing his best to get a new appointment to help me, then it's for me not that big of a problem. Okay. But I think it's not the typical German way. I think
you think the Germans?
The Germans, they are more accurate, and if you have an appointment, you have an appointment, and you do everything yeah.
And if they are they going to say something about it, or are they getting angry, or can you give an example of how they
the strange thing, I never really had the appointments in Germany. They were always appointments. So okay. Sometimes I have the idea here it's more more free, of more. It's not that straight and that strict and that accurate. it still is getting very close to Germany, what I'm used to. So that's why I'm feeling very home here too. But I think the Germans are even more strict and less to the left and less to the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're more in the middle.
Yeah, more straight. This way.
There's only one way.
Not really one way, but this is what we agreed, and so we're gonna go there.
Okay.
That's how I feel, but
yeah.
And still, I have the idea that Germany is changing too. It's getting less and less. So my generation, the people I studied with, they're getting open-minded, more open-minded than my parents, for example.
Okay. Yeah. Can you give an example of that?
Now, for example, even I have a lot of friends working in a school in Germany.
Okay.
And it used to be that even the colleagues with each other, they didn't use the first name.
Oh.
They just used the second name. The
last name.
Yeah, the last name. And this is changing a little bit. And it used to be, I remember from being there, that you make differences, which I'm saying u or not, even if they are colleagues, like the same level.
Yeah.
And this is almost, I never heard it.
No.
I never heard that I have to talk to my fellow colleague, Mr. of meneer, yeah.
Okay.
Dus dat, so this is, but it's getting more and more relaxed, more freer.
Less strict, maybe.
Yeah, less strict.
Yeah.
But it's a long process, I think. I think it takes some generations.
And what do you think of it? Of that it's getting
I think it's okay
less...
because it's not the respect you get. It's not the
depends on
that doesn't depend on what I'm calling you, but it depends what are you doing and what are you how important you are for me, or what kind of personality you are and how your working effort, or what you are, and not just a name.
Not just
and
who you are.
A name and a ranking
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
And earlier we had it. We were talking about the doctor and the high
standard. Yeah.
Standard he got. Is that changing as well? Do you think, or?
A little bit, but not that much. Still, the doctor is. He has a high standard in Germany.
Okay, that's interesting. And can you see or mention some examples of another high standard people you see in Germany?
Judges.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty funny that like I used to be in the army for 50 months. I had to do my service there, and. The army wasn't very how you call it, well seen in the society. And here, and I've been to other places, I have the idea that the army in other countries are more, they got a more standard of more higher standard than in Germany. Yeah.
And what is the reason for that, you think?
I think it's about the history, because the Second World War, we were not brainwashed, but we were taught that we are not allowed to be proud of to be German. We are if you go to the army, you are a strange person. And I think it's about from the history from the Second World War.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's changing a little bit now. You see that they get more respect. They get doing sports. For example, it was I think it was in 2006 the championship, the football championship, soccer championship. They've been held in Germany, and for the first they could be proud of
what they did.
They did, and being German, and everybody accepted it without looking strange at them.
There was a whole group feeling again.
Yeah. A healthy group feeling, and not not a strange patriotic group feeling.
Yeah. Okay. And like a healthcare worker, like a dietitian.
Yeah.
How would you see someone like a dietitian? Is it a high standard as well, or?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think. I think they've been taken seriously, but it's not like a high standard education, because I don't even know if it's a I don't know, a saved job. I don't know how it's called. It like if everybody can calls himself without education dietitian.
Okay.
I don't think it's a.
In Holland, it's a private term.
Yeah, it's a term, but maybe if I just do some kind of not a study, what you're doing, but just if I maybe do some courses, follow some lessons, and then I can call myself a dietitian. And I'm not sure, but I don't know. I have to look it up. I got the feeling that I can call myself in Germany a dietitian without any diploma.
Papers, yeah. Okay, and what's the feeling of yourself about going to a dietitian? Would you ever do that, you think?
No.
No.
No, I think I would rather, but I would use the internet and get a lot of information from the internet, and you hear a lot of things on the television, internet, you hear a lot of things, and I think a lot of people, they know, in Germany and in Holland, I think there's not that much difference, but I think a lot of people, they know what is good for them, but the second thing is to live, do it, and to do it. Yeah, I think this is the biggest problem, maybe for you if you finish your education, to not the for me, not the information is important, but more important is how do I get myself to use it and to do it. Yeah. I think this is the big problem.
To get it into your lifestyle.
Yes, because a lot of people, they know sports is good for me.
But do you think that you're having an influence by yourself about healthy living?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes, I think that the German people, what I told that they know what to do. It's just doing. They have the information. You can get the information everywhere. So they know what's healthy for me, and now it's just living to it and doing it.
But so, if I understand it right, you think a dietitian can help you with that? You say so.
Of course, yeah. If you don't can get yourself to do it, and I think it's if you don't want to do the effort to look up all the information, and for the people, like they really have problems with their health and problems with their body. Yeah. But not for the average standard person, but for people really having a problem with diabetes or something like this, then it's important to have specialists and to help them. Okay. And I think that the last years, and I don't know how it's here, but the last years in Germany, the fitness centers, they're getting more and more, and people are doing something for their health, and you got a specialist in there, and so maybe it's a good idea to combine dietitians with the fitness instructors. Maybe it's more like you do the whole package, because what I told you in the beginning, for me health, it's not only this, it's not only this, it's not only doing sports, it's not only eating the right things, it's the whole package and the whole thing. Yeah,
I see. A good idea. Yeah. I think we see that more and more often here in Holland as well. Yeah. Yeah. Like the team working with the dietitians and the sports centers. Yeah. But did you ever follow the diet yourself?
Yeah, what I told you, when I had problem with my skin, I had to.
Yeah.
And but then, even then, I wasn't that consequent. I sometimes I did it strictly, and sometimes I just wasn't. Yeah, didn't have the mind to do it, and I was just thinking, okay.
And did you blame yourself for that? Or?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were telling me that you have the influence on yourself, but what do you need? What are the standards you need to live healthy? Like you move, your sports activities, and eat healthy. What's the standard? What do you need for that?
You mean in specific?
Yeah.
Like
in the ideal world. What would help you?
Yeah, for me personally, it would be perfect if I have. This would be perfect if I have somebody who tells me, who makes a program for me, like what I best can eat in the morning, so I don't have to look it up. So if somebody tells me this is okay, you are Chris, this is your body, you can do this, you are sporty, but to get your health better or get yourself better, you have to give me like a diet.
Yeah.
But not like a diet. I can look it up in the.
Yeah, you mean more like a lifestyle that fits in your.
Yeah, more that I don't have to, and even more going into detail. So I even know I don't have to look it up what I have to buy, what kind of grocery I have to do, but the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy for me. I have to cook, of course, and I want to cook, but the rest I don't have to think about it. This would be ideal for me.
I see.
So the whole thing, you give me a program.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday you eat this, and you have to buy this and this and this. On Tuesday you eat this, and then I don't have to think about it at all. Because I think in those days, a lot of people, they don't make time for what they eat. They just want to, and you can see that fast food. They don't want to cook. They just want to have everything ready,
quick,
easy. Ready, easy. Yeah. So this is, I think, the ideal for me personally. If you as a specialist, you give me a program for the whole week.
Okay, that will be all.
And I will do the grocery. I will do the cooking. That's no problem. But I don't have to think about it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And on your work or on other places, maybe there's a birthday cake.
Yeah.
That's not on your list. Can you take it then? Would you take it?
Now I suppose if I would it would be perfect if on this list, and I think it's a good list if there are such things in a very small amount, if they're in there. So if you got, for example, because I don't think there's one piece of a cake is a problem. If you eat one piece of cake in the week,
it's a piece of cake.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake. Yeah. So if it's on the list and you're aware, okay, this is my piece of cake for the week, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Because I think if you put all the things away, it's not realistic. I think.
For you,
I think you do a diet 2 weeks and then I think the difference is not that big. I lived healthy until now. So
if it's on your list in a small amount or another way, I don't know, you think, okay, I will take it. And if it's not, then you can say to yourself, okay, I'm not taking it.
Yeah, but then I think the diet is not working. Then it's too strict and too, or maybe it's just.
It depends on your goal, of course.
Yeah, of course, and it has to go slowly. If I do it from one at the other moment to the other moment, you change your lifestyle. It's not working. But if you tell, okay, now you do this, and if you have a half-year program, it's like doing sport. It's like training for the marathon. If I start training for a marathon, I never run before, I have to do it very slowly. Just twice in a week.
So you think that's...
walking, running. And it's the same thing, changing a lifestyle with food, is start slowly, first this, and then you go step for step, you go further and further, and you go more into a diet. And then eventually, if you're there, it's not a diet anymore.
No.
It's
so
just
it became your
what you eat,
lifestyle. Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks a lot. I think I have a good and complete, total build.
Yeah. Picture.
A picture, yeah, total picture of you and your German culture.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.